So today in psychology, we discussed the idea of structuralism. In structuralism, the idea was to collect objective data about human consciousness through a practice called introspection. So by looking inward and taking account of exactly the sensory inputs you're getting in a moment, we could try to put together pieces of what consciousness is as a whole. It's an analysis. So if I were to go to the ugly yellow poster in the back of the classroom here, you would see on Bloom's taxonomy that analysis is one of our higher level critical thinking skills, located up here towards the top. Okay? And it's when you break things down into their component parts. So what they were trying to do was break down consciousness into smaller pieces that were manageable, understandable, and perhaps could provide objective data that would support or help us understand, rather, conclusions regarding the human experience. Now, there was some debate in today's classes over whether we could get objective data or if all data was subjective. And one of the arguments was that our experiences, the stimuli we have encountered in the past, alter the way we take in an experience. And so, therefore, some students felt all human experiences were still going to be subjective internally. So, again, the concept we discussed was structuralism. We looked at introspection as a method of acquiring objective data. If we understand these concepts, then we came out of today with some value. And we studied this and we tested it today in our own experiment. We found that students largely described each experience differently, and we couldn't come up with similar wording for every single experience. And that's very similar to what Wundt and Titchener found. And they spent an extensive period of time training their graduate student members in introspection, and still were not able to locate singular shared experiences in every human experience. And so that's something we want to take a look at and we want to study this year. We also want to look at the subjectivity of our content, and we need to understand that there are things we can objectively measure, and tomorrow we're going to get into one of those, and that is called behavior. So we're going to study the behaviorists tomorrow, and that's going to help us get there.